Let's do it. Season 1. Woo. With the reborn Arizona, Woo. With the reborn Arizona Coyotes. Again, for those that missed it as well, our AHL team, the Salt Lake City Super Soakers. I'm intrigued to see what they can do this season. The question was posed over under 30.5 wins this year. And that is exactly what I'll set the line to. How many wins do you think this team will end up with this year? The prediction is up again. I think we have a decent enough team. Some good young players here with some veterans mixed in. I don't think we're going to be winning a President's Trophy or anything anytime soon. Don't get me wrong, but I think we drafted a nifty little team. And then obviously having Jeremy Swayman available is hilarious, and we'll see if we end up keeping him. But we do still have to optimize the AHL really quickly, like I said. We'll stick with Peretz as the starter there. Defensively, I think we're good because those are the only defensemen that we signed. So really, it's just the forwards then. Adam Cracknell can come out for Gabe Perreault. And then we just have a bunch of other guys. Not too worried about Julien Gauthier. No disrespect, Julien, but not too worried about you. We'll get Demick in there. And then Obey Kubel, even though you're not bad. Again, I want someone like Matthew Cataford in there. Philip Zadina, nobody to worry about. And then down the middle, Kapanen and Harris. Oof, we got a lot of centers. A lot of centers. Where are the medium nines? We just got to optimize this really quickly. So Obey Kubel. Ooh, Zadina's only a low 6. I'll probably keep him in, but that's not great. So Kapanen's a high 9. Harrison's a medium 9. Dower Nilsson's a medium 9. Davidson a medium 9. So we'll take out Gutik for Kapanen. Aside from that, pretty much good to go. I want to give the team the best chance to win, actually. So let's just go with the highest rated dudes in the highest spots. And we'll see how it goes. So again, the AHL team, I really do think we actually ended up with a pretty well-rounded setup here. We got some prospects in the system. Got some decent players now. It's not bad. I think the Super Soakers should do pretty well. And I think the NHL team should also do pretty damn well. The expansion Coyotes. Will it happen in real life in the next 5 years? I don't think so, because the potential ownership group has... Again, there's no reason to be confident in Mariuelo to get his shit together. There just isn't. But again, we talked about it. We just recreated the Kachina. 87, 81, and 88 for the ratings, by the way. Which really isn't that bad. Our first game's against Winnipeg. I mean, hey, history. History between these two teams. I know it was asked about, of course... Cutter Gauthier has made the Ducks. We got Leo Carlson as the #1 center. Shout out to Higgs or the follow. That's really smart of the Ducks to play Cutter Gauthier. And then Guillermo Marchand was that fake #1 overall pick. Huh. Well, I wasn't planning on looking at all the lines, but that is actually pretty smart. I'm not going to look everywhere, but that one definitely caught me off guard. So for Utah, again, which is just Arizona, it's the relocated Coyotes. They actually do have 2 Dylan Gunthers. They ended up with some duplicated players, but not others. That is really weird. How many duplicated players did they end up with? I'm so confused. Is it enough to make me restart this? The answer's probably no.
Doing this again?
But I am intrigued. Big shout out to Phoenix, by the way, for the 10. Thank you for that. Let's see. So we got 2 Michael Kessel rings, 2 Kalachinoks, 2 Dylan Gunthers, 2 Josh Dones. Interesting. It's because they were both on Utah too, so yeah, I presume so. Which, like I said, is it worth restarting? Not really. And they got 2 Ratus as well. I personally, I don't even give a shit. I don't even care. Whatever. Can you tell? Can you tell that the guy that cares too much about roster editing has just been broken and just doesn't give a shit anymore? Whatever. The Utah experience. Utah has perfected cloning. The Mormons have discovered the key to human cloning and are trying to take over the NHL via the Utah Yetis. Confirmed. Confirmed. It's a new world we live in. It's a brand new world we live in. There you go. That's how we explain our way out of that weird bit of duplication. Do we even play the Yetis this year? We do. Not until the end of February, a day before the trade deadline. Huh. Okay. Well, let's go to December 1st, which is normally our first little check-in date to see how the boys have been doing. Well, they started off hot, that's for... And again, for the draft class, Macklin's in. It is the actual draft class, of course, that has been updated. So we'll have a lot of familiar names to focus on. Wouldn't mind getting good old T. Skinley. Plus, hey, it'll be easier for me to bring Josh Doan back to where he belongs, right? Thoughts on the Red Sox? Shockingly decent. I don't know how, but shockingly decent. How are we the Coyotes? But there's a Utah team. 33rd expansion mode. Replace the actual Coyotes with a created team. And then make a custom Coyotes team the expansion. Patterson has to be better than only 1 goal in a month. Yeah, but at the same time, they're playing Nashville and they're fine. So, yeah, he's got to heat up a little bit if they're gonna do anything. So let's see. December 1st, the Yetis are in first place in the Central, but your expansion Coyotes currently in that top wildcard spot because for some reason the Avalanche absolutely suck. Figure that one out. Tavo, though, 23 points in 26 games. Not bad, gentlemen. Not bad. Has our goaltending actually been playing well? Wolf's got a 9-10. Swayman's got a 9-17. That's pretty good. And Tavo, not the best plus-minus in the world for that first line, but they're putting up some points. 22 points for Lawton. Yeah, I mean, we're getting some offense. Nico Sturm has 6 goals. Kessel's got some points. 8 points for Pizzetta. 5 points, 42 penalty minutes for Reeves. It works. They're not doing that bad. I can't complain so far. Let's see what happens. Thoughts on Pat Maroon? Still a useful player. Should the Bruins re-sign him? Probably not. I mean, you know, the physicality's nice, but probably not. Unless they win a Stanley Cup, in which case give Pat Maroon $1 million bajillion. Give Pat Maroon $1 million bajillion. 13, 13, and 4. Ooh, we're slipping. And now we're winning again. Experience Coyotes hockey. It's like they never left. Inconsistent as all hell. This is beautiful. Still in a wild card spot. Scott Lawton leading the team in points, which is concerning, I would say. A little bit concerning. But we're hanging around. And again, we didn't really give up anybody outside of like Gostisbehere that would have made this team significantly better. Goaltending's been consistent. Boys are crushing it at the moment. The boys are crushing it at the moment. That Middleton-Boqvist pairing should and could probably be broken up. Was Harley Fabro doing well? Yes. We do got to break up that pairing, though. Honestly, I'm not too worried about the -1. What a great made-up teammate, right, Crash? I mean, it's a really interesting original identity that this team has discovered here. So I'm pretty happy with it. Someone should copy it. The Bruins going back to their regular jerseys. To be honest, I mean, I don't mind, but I do really like the look they've had this year. So I think they're fine either way. But Enzabel, the 6 months on the primer. Welcome back. AHL team's doing okay. Let's keep it going. I mean, for right now, there's not too much to do this season aside from just see where we're going to be around deadline day. Middleton fights, yes. In terms of how many fights he has in the sim, Stamkos signed with Boston. I don't know. I don't think he leaves Tampa. I won't believe it until it actually happens. Wow, we have sucked at the start of this month. Experience Coyotes hockey. Like I said, it's like we've never left. Incredibly inconsistent. 23, 24, and 6. Going to be a little bit out of a wild card spot at this point. I mean, we got 4 games at hand, and we're 3 points back of the Jets. The other wild card spot, 54 points, 51 games for the Kraken. So not in the best spot currently. Can't help but think we're going to be on the outside looking in come deadline time. Stamkos has no reason to leave. He's won his cup, doesn't need to chase him. I mean, if he wants to cash in and make the most amount of money he can, then yeah, leave Tampa at this point. But also, Tampa can afford to pay him with some of the deals they have coming up. Definitely going to beat that over-under. 7 more wins. 8 more wins, technically, will do it. All right, February. This is the big one. We have our first ever game against the Yetis the day before the trade deadline. Taker, no. No goalie is going to fetch you a top 10 pick nowadays. At least not on their own. 9-2 win over the Islanders. Jesus. 26, 28, and 7 the week of the very early trade deadline. It's not looking good. Let's sign up for Naked and Afraid. Hey, Crash, let's not. Let's not. Hey, friend who's been battling illnesses all goddamn year. You want to go out to the woods? No. No. The Utah Yetis currently first in the Central, which is ridiculous. We are currently 11 points back of the Jets. And 7 points back of the Kings. 7 points back just before the it really is tough to justify adding to this team for the sake of going for it. You know, if the market shows that there's some like top-notch talent out there, then yeah, we probably should go for it. But otherwise, like Damon Severson and Eric Branson make way too much money. Robbie Fabry's out there, but he makes a lot of money for a third liner. This does not look like a buyer's market this year in terms of trying to make big additions to the team. Minnesota, I mean, Ryan Hartman, Marcus Johansson, Marcus Foligno. Like, Minnesota's the only team. Them in Montreal, but obviously Montreal's big money guys aren't really worth it. Like, Arbor Jack guys out there. Ryan Reeves for Arbor Jack guy. Let's go. Like Ryan McDonough's out there, but he makes way too much money. So outside of like trying to pick the bones of the Minnesota Wild or the Philadelphia Flyers, what would Sean Couturier cost us? Middleton. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to trade Middleton. That's not great. I feel like we're in a position where we have to sell. I mean, Nick Paul, they'd want roster players that would defeat the purpose of acquiring someone to make the team better. Brasson's already gotten a couple of overall points better this year. Maybe we should have gone for him. John Carlson, no offers. What about Patches? Sturm, Boqvist. I mean, this still makes sense. It's a really good market to sell. And to get rid of our veterans. That might be the play. Can we beat Vegas? Yes. So it is our first ever game in Utah against the Yetis. I'm intrigued to see how it goes down before trade deadline day. Easy for me to say. Coyotes versus Yetis. And a 1-1 start, Jack McBain, Nico Sturm. 2-1 Coyotes, Lou Ostarinen. Can we beat the Yetis in our first matchup against our biggest rival?
Here comes a pizza, see it?
Still so weird. Aiden, 68 months. Good Lord, Aiden, thank you for that. How the heck are you? As we are closing in, Michael Asamont pretty much seals the deal. 4-1. That's going to do it. I do want to see what the Yeti unis look like in-game, though. But we are going to get a measure of revenge. And we are going to beat the Utah Yetis in our first matchup against them. In this, at the moment, how the hell did they end up with Seth Jones? How didn't that show up as a blockbuster trade? They acquired Seth Jones. Jesus. That's not a blockbuster in your eyes? Really? Fair enough. Moser to Keller. Good save by Swayman. Beautiful. Again, we'll be hosting Utah very soon because Seth Jones sucks. I mean, fair, but you don't gotta be rude about it. You don't gotta be rude about it. Looks like we are gonna get the job done here. What if I didn't want the exact Coyotes font? Tavo. Marchessault might be his last game on the team. Shout out to MK for the 14 months. We are going to defeat our old friends. Jesus Christ, the hits. We are going to defeat our old friends. Hey, the mascot's not supposed to show up because we didn't customize it. Hit don't show mascot and it still shows up. Good to know. Good to know. Let's watch Nick Schmaltz murder a man. But 2 straight wins before the deadline. Is that enough to get us to try and invest in this team a little bit? Or do we still blow it up? Lafreniere. Jesus, big saves by Ingram at the buzzer. The Coyotes get a measure of revenge against the Utah Yeti. Yeti? The Yeti. I don't even know anymore. I don't even. I do like the way their unis came up, though. They look good. That was a great save by Ingram, though. I still have a hell of a lot of fun watching the AI play games. But, you know, you need them to actually have somewhat accurate attributes for it to be overly entertaining. So, trade deadline. Our first with the team. What the hell do we do? We're 9 point. Nope, that's the Atlantic. We are 3 points behind the Kings. The Clones did nothing. I feel like we have to go for it. You make the playoffs, you never know what might happen. You know? But then again, how many dudes do we have on expiring contracts? How many vets do we have on expiring contracts? Teravainen, Marchessault. Ugh. It is probably our last chance to deal them. No trade offer for Carlson. Kopitar. That is a very low price for Anze Kopitar. Wow. Whew. Jared Spurgeon. 2 seconds. Maverick Bork. I mean, we could definitely add to this team. Dude, the Kings are looking to blow it up. Quentin Byfield's available. JT Comfort, Patrick Kane, Ryan Hartman. I need to know what could we get for Teuvo Teravainen and Jonathan Marchessault. Gunlor, Bourgault. 1 of 2 Josh Dones. Fedotov, Lucius. I mean, we could get a Josh Doan. We could get a Josh Doan from the Yeti. Marchessault. Isaac Howard. I mean, could definitely get some half-decent forward prospects if we were to look to move on from some of these pieces here. Or we go for like Anze Kopitar and see if we can make the playoffs and see if we can do the funny thing and win in season 1. Anze Kopitar for 2 seconds and Brunet, the defenseman. I wonder if that's too much money because we had the cap wheels as well. Taps on the 25. It finally let it go through, huh? Fair enough. If I were to take that deal for Kopitar, what would the money be? Apparently fine. Because the other deal's in the AHL. We're going to pick up Anze Kopitar from the Kings. 2 seconds and a defensive prospect. We're going to try. A first-round pick in Kopitar for John Carlson. I don't want to give up the first-rounder this year. Let's see. We need top players available. Sean Couturier's contract scares the shit out of me. It's nothing I want to give up for him anyway. Philip Deno. Jacob Middleton, Fabro, Bernard Docker. That would leave us with a lack of a defenseman. JT Compher, 5x5. Jeez. What would Patrick Kane cost? Oliver Kapanen, 2/3. Duke, Clark. It's not a bad look. Give up Dylan Duke and 2/3 to rent Patrick Kane. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're investing, goddammit. It's way too easy to just build the team down. We're going for the Hail Mary miracle. And we'll deal with the consequences after that. I want to see if we can win in season 1. While also still kind of thinking about the future. Ooh, Jake Wallman. All right, no deals there. Trevor Moore, that scares me a little bit. That contract. I mean, moving on from Boqvist wouldn't be the worst. That is a really cheap deal to get Trevor Moore. A third, a fourth, and Graham Sword. We'll do that. It's cheap. It's cheap. We are becoming the LA Kings. Victor Arvidsson's on an expiring deal. Boqvist in a fourth or 2/4. We'll take it. Why not? Why not? We're going all in, goddammit. We're going all in. Nick Paul, no trade offers found. Cam Atkinson's contract scares me. Max Pacioretty. Sturm and Boqvist. That's not too bad. Byfield's apparently off the market already. He disappeared really quick because the Kings pulled off another trade. Alex Carrier would be perfect. Trevor Moore, Velarde, Middleton, Fabro, Lawton. Flip Trevor Moore for Carrier. Be Trevor Moore. Be Trevor Moore and Boqvist for Carrier and Pacioretty. I'm going to say yes to that. We're going to immediately flip Trevor Moore to Nashville for Alex Carrier. And then we are going to go talk to Washington again about Max Pacioretty for Adam Boqvist. We're just wheeling and dealing. We'll see what the hell this team looks like when we're done, but damn it, we're going for it. As Couturier is the top piece available right now. Nothing for Wallman. Cop's too damn expensive. We don't need Cam Talbot. Daniel Sprong. 2/4 for Daniel Sprong. I mean, he's an upgrade on, like, Kessel. Barabanov out there. Ben Sherratt, LOL. Screw it. Daniel Sprong for 2/4. You got a deal. Although it means we might have to put Ryan Reeves through waivers, so maybe not. What the hell do we look like now? So the goaltending is still the same, Swayman and Wolf. Although, again, I still wouldn't mind moving on from Dustin Wolf if the price is right. That's not quite the price I was thinking of, though. Even Swayman, yeah, whatever. So defensively, Harley, Middleton, Fabro. I mean, that's, yeah. It technically has been upgraded. Right wing sides, Kane, Marchessault, Arvidsson, Velarde's been playing center. I mean, we've definitely made the team better. Like I said, I just don't know how the pieces are going to fall. Now we have Hanze Kopitar down the middle, which is stupid. Stupidly good and an improvement for the team, but also stupid. Couturier is still the number one piece available. Anything for Wallman? Nothing for Nick Paul either. Again, Daniel Sprong. I don't want to put Reeves on waivers, so I think we're probably done. I mean, we were incredibly active on this trade market. Just say, you know what, screw it, let's go for it. Try to improve the team and see what the hell happens. Even though, of course, in this game, if you improve the team, you might have actually made the team worse. But based on the best pieces available there, I think we're probably set. A patch ready for Boakvist. Flipping Trevor Moore to Nashville. We might as well have considered it a 3-team trade. What's this trade here from Calgary? We got Nick Seeler from Philly. We got like Arvidsson for 2 forwards. Like, we definitely improved the team for cheap. It's a 1-round sudden disc shootout. Who would you want your goalie and skater to be right now? Goalie's easy. Jeremy Swayman. Who would I want? Skater would be UC Jokinen. I'm sure UC Jokinen is still the shootout GOAT, even if he's been retired for a couple of years. So let's take UC Jokinen out of retirement. Going for UC. Yeah, I still can't believe we don't have a fast forward button for the deadline. Actually, yes, I can. What am I saying? Of course, we still don't have a fast forward button. I don't think there's going to be any other big players that become available here out of nowhere, unfortunately. So I think we're done. I think we're done. Let's go see what this team looks like post-deadline. After making some moves, Mark Stahl can go fuck himself. Have fun in the minors. All right, like I said, we're 3 points out of the playoffs right now. Swayman and Wolf. Defense is good. For the forwards, obviously, we got to call up Patrick Kane. In terms of the centers, we got Kopitar, Sturm. Lawton can play center. Velarde can play center. Probably play Sturm out of position on the 4th line. Not a big deal. I feel like Kessel's the guy I have to send down because we know he's not going to get claimed. It's him or Asamont. As it is, we got way too many people on this team now. Asamont, Kessel. We'll send both of you down. If either of you get claimed, it is what it is. Neither got claimed, which is good. So what are we going to look like here? We go best lines. Kaliev and Pacioretty are the ones that sit for the moment, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Big shout out to Taker for another gifted sub. Taker, appreciate the heck out of you. And obviously right now, just trying to make sure I don't make a dumb mistake. Lawton's a better center. I mean, a +4 between Lafreniere, Kopitar, Kane's pretty good. Teravainen, Velarde, Marchessault. Could drop Marchessault down to the 3rd line, but he doesn't necessarily deserve that. I mean, it's definitely a better team. It is definitely a better team. We can leave Pacioretty and Kaliev out for the moment and kind of see who can earn their spot on the team. And then obviously left D side, Vlasic, Bernard, Docker's fine. That works. get quite a Nashville-based right side there, but not bad. And in AHL, we'll just go best lines for the rest of the year. Try to let that team dominate. I mean, Phil Kessel's now kind of leading the way for the Super Soakers, so not too bad. Not too bad. I think we can make it. I think we can do some damage. Which means we probably won't make it. Now we're giving up a bunch of draft picks.